Welcome back to AV Veterans Talk. We're continuing our conversation with this week's guest, Tom Bunce. So, Tom, you, let's say, early on we started talking, we talked about how we've run into each other at air shows and things like that, but you're also, a very accomplished photographer. You've been doing photography, and amazing photography for a long time, and I've never seen anybody as how do I say it, is detailed in photography that you are, because when you would share pictures with me, and stuff to you, it was, you'd be talking Greek to me and stuff, of how many pixels, how many this, how many that, what it takes to get there. And you were doing some photography also out of NASA too. I remember you did a space station shot that they wanted to put on a ceiling or something like that.
No, that was a friend of mine wanted a picture. So having, a lot of those space station photos are available online. Mm-hmm. So I just assembled a few of them and made it look like it was a larger photo than it really was.
It really was.
Yeah. But that's part of that stitching process that you're talking about.
Yeah, and your stitching process, and you have you had a printer. Do you still have that printer?
No, I downsized, so I don't have that because the printer was 4 feet wide.
Yeah,
and I really could have used the 8 foot wide one, but
of course you could have, And it was amazing because I remember I came over to your place one day there, and to print out one of those pictures, and everybody thinks of their ink print, jet printer and things like that. Mm-hmm. But you're saying sometimes those pictures take. How long? Some of those pictures take a long time to print out.
Well, it was about 2 hours.
2 hours.
11, because they were about 10 feet long and 3.5 feet wide. That was about the largest I could do on my printer.
Yeah.
And I had a couple of generation old printers, so it was slower. So the newer ones are faster.
Yeah.
But it takes a while.
Well, and it's funny how you're sitting there and you're hearing the computer, you're hearing it think while it's trying to set up, and then. How much, we're thinking we're snapping in ink cartridges in our printers.
Cartridges this big.
That big.
That big, yeah. There are 8 of them, so.
8 of them.
$100 a piece.
Oh. So, and people squawk like, well, why is that picture any cheaper and stuff? I go, because, that process. So, but you get around, you've been to a lot of places. I've seen, your photography from all over. And of course, you don't only do just aircraft, you do transportation related, just about everything. And I've seen some beautiful Joshua sunsets, space looking stars, and you're very meticulous because you get out there and you'll even set up lighting in the middle of the desert. And
right.
I was always concerned and stuff, whether you were scaring too many people.
I don't know. Nobody ever complained.
So you did a job with Men in Black the way you're out there in the middle of nowhere and stuff, and it looks like an alien landing out where you're photographing. Shooting photographing. English is that. So, but anything special, once again, your photography, you can go online. You have a Facebook page. It's
Riveting Photos by Thomas J. Bunce.
Yeah, and you can go on there, and you've got how many pictures on there?
Probably about 1,000 on that one, and then my personal site page has probably about 1,000 also.
1,000 pictures.
Yeah, I've tried to cut some of them down, but I just can't.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and. Some of the pictures and stuff, one of the pictures that you took that always just amazed me was at Nellis one year, and it was the F-22 Raptor, and you managed to catch an angle when it was taking off that the canopy had a gold hue to it.
Yeah, that 2008 air show, I think it was. Maybe it was 2007.
Uh-huh.
They had just had incredible lighting that year. It was twilight, and it just was catching the golden light.
Yeah,
and a lot of people caught that really beautiful light. I think last year was pretty good in that regard also.
Right, and when you you go to air shows, of course you always do like people understand the photo tour. You like to get involved with those guys because you get special access.
Early,
sunrise,
early is always better.
Yeah, sunrise before the crowds get there, and you get those still shots that are just great. And once again, the detail to where you're very. You say like, hey, you can count the rivets on here.
Yeah, I approach it like an engineer, so I want to see how the airplanes are made.
Yeah,
and that's what got me started. Was actually at the Chino Air Show in 2007. Mm-hmm. I wanted to try to get some more cockpit photos,
right.
Right after I talked to you.
Yeah.
And realized that I can't get access to it like that because I didn't know anybody at that time.
Yeah.
And so I had a long lens on my camera and just took a set of photos of the P38 and I blended them all together.
Mm-hmm.
And it turned into a 30 megapixel photo. At that time, it was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me realize, well, to get this kind of resolution, you have to spend a lot of money on a medium format camera.
Right.
At that time, 30 megapixels was like $20,000.
Yeah.
And even then, that would be cropped because it was like a 3-to-1 ratio.
Yeah.
So it was actually bigger than what you could actually get at that
Yeah.
time. And so I just kept doing that.
Yeah.
And with the aerospace museums we have around here, I was able to practice on static aircraft and just shoot and shoot and shoot and get even better at it. And then do multiple rows to stitch into like 200, 300 megapixel images.
Wow.
And that's like twice as, or 10 times larger file than what a normal good camera is now.
Yeah.
And then you can see the scratches on the head of a rotor.
Wow.
And in the case, since I was working at NASA here, I stayed late several times waiting for the shuttle to be available for me. They'd bring it out like right before they fly away. And I got several really, really great shots at 200 megapixels.
Yeah.
And you print those at 10 foot by 3.5 foot, and you can read the serial numbers on each individual tile.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So that was the nice thing about obviously having that access, and those guys like that. So you were selling those for a while, correct?
Well, I was trying to, but it's so hard to get across what this photo is that it's because you really need to see it large.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it just looks like any other photo.
Yeah.
In many cases.
Yeah.
But when you see it large, it's always a wow experience.
Yeah.
But how do you show somebody something that large? You just have to roll it and roll it. And it's like, your desk isn't big enough here, so just clear it off.
Yeah. No, that's good stuff. So, well, anyway, gosh, we wish you continued success. And I can't emphasize enough if you go onto his Facebook page, riveting photos, riveting photos. And look at some of Tom's work here and stuff. It's absolutely amazing.
You get a small taste of it.
Yeah, of what you have there, and great life so far. Gosh, you got to work on good stuff and meet astronauts and help the space shuttle program. And kind of parting thoughts. I guess it's kind of sad to have seen that program kind of go away after putting time into it. But I guess we move on.
Right.
And new generations of stuff will.
Yeah, there's a lot of exciting stuff going on.
Yeah, there is, and I know here at Aerotech News and stuff, if when you go through there, you know that stuff is going on. Good stuff is going on because the development and things like that you don't normally get in the regular news sources.
Right.
And stuff. But if you get something that's unique to an industry and stuff, you think like, wow, you pick that up and go like, look what they're doing, stuff like that. So and you were a part of that for many years. So. Thank you and stuff. See you around the valley. I guess I'll see you out at some more air shows someday down the road here, and still enjoy your photo work and stuff. Just great to have you in on the show and stuff. So that's it for this week, and we'll be back next week. I'm Bob Alvis, and thanks for joining us for this segment of AV Veterans Talk.